Okay guys, for today's lesson, you need page 75 in your packet there, alright? Page 75 in the packet. So find that one. And up at the top it says multiplying and dividing exponents with 0. So we're going to do a little bit more practice. You guys, we kind of started this skill, but we really haven't dove too deep into it. I'm going to put my work on Post-it notes today because there's really not a whole lot of room in here on the side to put it. All right, so I'm starting off with number 1. And I see, I'm going to put a fraction bar just automatically, that up top I have this problem here that can be simplified. I can combine those together. Okay, on the bottom, you see there's nothing that can be combined together. It's already simplified. So I can just come over and rewrite the bottom like it looks. So x to the 4th, y squared. Up top though, I do have coefficients, so remember I want to multiply those first, not add them. You multiply the big numbers. 2 times 4, 8. Then go alphabetical. Remember, some of us are really struggling with our variables if there's not an exponent on it, so you might want to drop a 1 there on anything that's by itself like that. So there's 1x and 3 x's. Gives you 4 x's. And then in the back we have 4 y's. Okay, it might also be helpful for you guys to cross off them as you use them because there's a lot of little pieces there. So I did 2 times 4, I crossed off the x's, I used those up, and last I used that y up. Okay, as you see here, we're not finished yet because none of these answers match up with our A, B, C, or D because it's not all the way simplified. We just did the first step. So now you need to do the division part. Okay, so I look at for my coefficients first. You got 8 here. You don't see it down below. Technically it's a 1, but it's not going to simplify anymore like that, so the 8 just comes over. Okay, then I look at my x's, and I see I have the same amount that I do top to bottom, so I can cross those off. They just go away completely. And then I look at my y's. I've got 2 more y's up top than I do on the bottom. So that means you're going to have 2 y's left. Okay, so then I see it's 8y squared over nothing, which is really just 8y squared, and that matches up with letter B. Okay, let's look at number 2. So number 2, we got it's flipped around on us because the top now is simplified. So I'll just come over here, put my fraction bar. The top, there's nothing you can do right now, so I'll just rewrite it like it looks. Okay, the bottom though, the bottom does need to be combined together. So the bottom, I see only 1 coefficient, so that just comes over first. And then I see my u's. So I have 2 and 2 here, which makes 4 u's. Okay, now I start to divide, and I see there's nothing up top for coefficients. You got 2 on the bottom, which means it just comes over, 2 on the bottom. And then I'm going alphabetically, so that's a U next. You got 3 U's up top, 4 U's on the bottom. So those would all go away and just leave you 1 on the bottom. So there's 1 U there. And then the top has 1 V. The bottom doesn't have any, so that V stays. And looks like that matches up with letter A. All right. Let's you guys try number 3. All right, let's go look at number 4. Number 4 looks like a pretty long problem here. So if you're looking at the bottom, you see it doesn't have a whole lot of terms. Up top, there's a whole bunch of terms. So I'm going to come over here, put my fraction bar. Now I'm looking at the bottom, and the new part that we haven't seen before is this, a 0 exponent. Okay, a 0 exponent. So anything to the 0 power equals 1. X to the 0, y to the 0, 2 to the 0 equals 1, negative 3 to the 0 equals 1. Everything to the 0 power equals 1. So pretty much, if it equals 1 and its multiplication, it doesn't really have any effect on it whatsoever. So if you see anything with a 0 power, you can automatically just cross it off because it's going to have no effect on the problem. Okay, which means you only have an x cubed left below. All right, now I'm going to look at the top, and I'm going to go for coefficients first. 4 and 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. Now, because I have so many pieces up top, I'm definitely going to cross them off as I use them. And then I'm going alphabetically, so x's are next. I'm going to put down an x. I've got 3 plus 4 plus 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 4 is 11. Okay, then I see I have y's. So I have 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Okay, so we're almost finished, but we're not quite because we do have to now divide. I'm looking here, I see coefficient up top, none on the bottom, so that means the 12 remains up top. My x's, you got 3 on the bottom, 11 up top, so those are all going to go away, which means you got 8 left remaining up top. So there's 8 more up top. And your y's, there's only y's up top, so that's it. If I cleaned it up, it's just 12 x to the 8th, y to the 9th power, which is going to be letter B there. All right, how about you guys try number 5? Okay, number 6. So number 6, we're going to start off again, and I see that for my fraction bar, I'm looking at the problem, the top, I see a u to the 0 power. So again, anything to the 0 power, you just cross out automatically, which leaves just v to the 4th power. Okay, on the bottom, we have 2 times 4. So that's going to be an 8. And then I'm going to go alphabetically, so u comes first. There's only one u. And then we got these 4 v's right there. Okay, so now I need to divide to simplify. So I see up top you have no coefficient. I have an 8 on the bottom, which means the 8's going to remain. And then, so well, we use that one. U, there's only one u, so that stays there. The v's, you got 4 v's up top, 4 v's on the bottom, exactly the same, which means they all cancel out. Okay, so if they all cancel out, nothing's left. I look at this problem here, it's all on the bottom, which means you have to drop a 1 now up top just to keep it. So you get an answer of 1 over 8u. Okay, 1 over 8u, which matches up with letter B. All right, let's do number 7 together. Okay, so number 7, we have up top here, we have some things to combine. I see coefficients, 3 and 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. I'll cross those off so I know I use them. X's, well, I've got just one group of X's up top. So that goes there, cross that off. And then my Y's, I've got 4 here and 2 there. So 4 plus those 2 make 6 Y's. The bottom is simplified right now, so I'm just come over and rewrite the bottom. Okay, now we need to go ahead and divide. So 12 over 2. 12 divided by 2 gives you 6. So the 6 stays up top. I could put a 1 on the bottom, but I don't have to. All right, so I use those. X's, you got 2 X's up top, and we have 1 X on the bottom. So there's 1 more left up top when I cross those out. So that's gone. That leaves you 1 X up top. And then my Y's, 2 on the bottom, but 6 up top. So if I took those away, that leaves you with 4 up top. So my answer, when I clean all that up, is 6xy to the 4th power. Okay, 6xy to the 4th power, which is letter D. All right, you guys do number 8 on your own. All right, let's do number 9. So number 9, we're going to go ahead and put our fraction bar. Look at the top. There's nothing else you can do with it right now, so I just come over and rewrite it. Let's look at the bottom. So the bottom, we do have things that are going to simplify together. So I'm going to do this 2 just comes over. And then alphabetically, my M's, They're the only m's on the bottom, so I use that one, use that one. And then I have n's. I have 3 plus 3 more, so there's 6 n's. Okay, I do need to go ahead now, divide. So 4 divided by 2 gives you 2. So I use those. Look at our m's. I've got 3 on the bottom, 4 up top. There's more up top. So if I cross those 3 out, that means there's only 1 left up top. So I have 1 m here. And then my n's. That's all I have for n, so it stays on the bottom. So it is 2m over n to the 6th, letter D. Okay, you guys do number 10. Pay attention, you do have a 0 power. Okay, now you're moving on, and I want you guys now to do this entire backside by yourself, okay? So you're going to do 11 all the way through 20.